What's happening in Cleveland right now isn't just another quarterback controversy. It's a full-scale implosion, the kind of slow-motion car crash you can't look away from. The Browns, once filled with optimism, have become a case study in how ego, poor judgment, and misplaced loyalty can destroy an NFL franchise from the inside out. Kevin Stefanski's hand-picked quarterback, Gabriel, was supposed to be the safe bet, the calm, calculated mind to steady the ship. Instead, his failures have set off a chain reaction that's tearing the organization apart. The coach's system is collapsing, his credibility is gone, and the very people who once mocked Shadur Sanders are now publicly begging for him to save them. It all started unraveling during the Browns' disastrous loss to their archrival, the Pittsburgh Steelers. This wasn't just another bad game. It was a public humiliation, the kind that exposes everything rotten beneath the surface. Gabriel didn't just play poorly, he completely fell apart. His passes were off target, his reads were late, his confidence non-existent. He looked terrified, lost, and utterly overwhelmed. The stats couldn't capture the full horror of what fans were watching. The man who was supposed to be Stefanski's strategic quarterback looked like a rookie who didn't belong on the field. Interceptions were dropped, not because of Gabriel's brilliance, but because the Steelers' defenders simply couldn't hold on to the ball. He could have had 4 interceptions, one analyst admitted. The only thing keeping Gabriel's numbers from becoming historically bad was pure luck, and that luck ran out the moment the game ended. That was the breaking point. The moment when all of Cleveland collectively realized they'd been sold a fantasy. The promise that Stefanski's system could elevate any quarterback was shattered. Gabriel wasn't a safe pick. He was a symbol of arrogance, of a coach more concerned with proving himself right than giving his team the best chance to win. The loss to Pittsburgh didn't just sting, it ignited a rebellion. Fans turned. Media turned. And inside the locker room, something even more dangerous began to happen. The players started to lose faith. The first to publicly abandon ship was Tony Grossi, the veteran reporter who had built his reputation on tearing Shadur Sanders down. For months, Grossi dismissed Sanders as unready, mocked him for admitting arm soreness, and sneered at his drive. To Grossi, Sanders was soft, a kid who couldn't handle the grind of the NFL. But after the Steelers debacle, even Grossi couldn't keep up the act. Live on air, his voice shook as he admitted the truth. If those plays were intercepted, it's a different game altogether, and we're calling for Shadur Sanders. Just like that. The man who had spent an entire season questioning Sanders' worthiness was now publicly pleading for his arrival. His credibility was in ashes, and the hypocrisy was impossible to ignore. Grossi didn't just change his mind. He surrendered, humiliated in front of the same audience that once applauded his arrogance. Suddenly, Rex Ryan became one of Sanders' loudest supporters. Now he was blasting Stefanski for not making Sanders the primary backup, calling the decision to sign Joe Flacco a missed opportunity. He claimed the Browns should have been investing in their future, arguing that Sanders had the talent to be the franchise's next great quarterback. It was a complete reversal, the kind of shameless pivot that only someone like Ryan could pull off with a straight face. He wasn't defending Sanders out of principle, he was protecting his own reputation. The tide had turned, and Ryan was desperate not to drown in it. But the real earthquake came from within the Browns' locker room itself. Myles Garrett, the heart and soul of the team, the player every man in that room respects, finally spoke out. Week after week, Garrett had watched his defense grind, only to see their efforts wasted by an offense that couldn't move the ball. After the Steelers game, the frustration poured out. "It's frustrating," Garrett said quietly, the anger beneath his calm tone impossible to miss. "It's frustrating to lose the same way every time." Those words were more than just frustration. They were an indictment. Garrett wasn't just calling out the offense. He was calling out Kevin Stefanski himself. His message was clear. This isn't working, and the locker room knows it. That was the moment everything changed. A coach can survive media criticism. He can survive fan backlash. But when his best player, his locker room leader, starts speaking publicly about his failures, the clock starts ticking. Stefanski isn't just fighting for his quarterback anymore. He's fighting for his job. His ego, his loyalty, his stubbornness, they've all become liabilities. He chose Gabriel because Gabriel was his guy, the quarterback who supposedly fit his vision. But that vision has crumbled. Now every snap Gabriel takes is another reminder of how wrong Stefanski was. Every missed throw is another nail in the coffin of his credibility. The irony is almost poetic. Shadur Sanders, the young quarterback once ridiculed by the media and dismissed by his coach, has become the symbol of hope. The city that once doubted him is now rallying behind him. The fans see it. The players feel it. Even the analysts who tried to bury him are now chanting his name. And through it all, Stefanski stands alone, chained to a quarterback who has failed him and a system that has betrayed him. Cleveland has seen its share of heartbreaks, but this feels different. This isn't just a losing streak. This is a public unraveling, a civil war inside an NFL franchise that can no longer hide its cracks. The media that once mocked Sanders now hails him as the answer. The players who stayed quiet now whisper his name. And the coach who once had all the power now finds himself one loss away from being forced to make a choice that could define his career. Stick with pride, or finally surrender to reality, because at this point there's no debate left. Dillon Gabriel has been given every opportunity and failed. Tony Grossi and Rex Ryan have reversed course. Myles Garrett has made his discontent clear. The fans are furious, the locker room is fractured, and the pressure is unbearable. The Browns need a savior, and Shadur Sanders is the only name left on the board. So, what happens next? Does Kevin Stefanski swallow his pride and hand the reins to Sanders, giving his team one last shot at redemption? Or will his stubborn loyalty to a lost cause drag him down with it? The entire football world is watching, waiting for the next domino to fall in this Cleveland meltdown. Now, it's your turn. Has Dillon Gabriel finally run out of chances? Is Kevin Stefanski's ego destroying the team from within? Or is this the moment Shadur Sanders steps in and changes everything? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This debate is just getting started. And if you're ready to follow this chaos to its explosive conclusion, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. Because the next chapter of this Cleveland saga might just be the one that shocks the entire NFL.